everyone, and welcome back to the Money Clarity YouTube channel. Okay, so today we're talking directly to all the students and recent grads out there who feel this intense wave of guilt every single time you tap your card for an iced coffee. You know the feeling, right? You've heard the lectures, you've seen the viral tweets, and honestly, you've probably felt the judgment. But today, we're going to look at the actual data and prove exactly why the typical financial gurus are completely missing the mark here. We're breaking down what actually builds wealth, and spoiler alert, it has absolutely nothing to do with punishing yourself over a latte.
All right, let's just dive right into this. We've got to start by looking closely at that mainstream advice you constantly hear from, your financially anxious relatives at every single family gathering. The classic line is, stop buying lattes and avocado toast to save hundreds of dollars a year and build real wealth. And hey, to be completely fair, let's actually crunch the numbers on this so we can see exactly where they're coming from. If you're buying a fancy coffee drink, like a cold brew or an oat milk latte for, let's say, $650 every weekday, that equals exactly $1,625 a year. Which, yeah, that is a real chunk of change.
So, here's what the gurus do. They take that $1,625 and they project it forward. They'll tell you that if you invested that exact amount every single year for 30 years at an average 7% return, you would technically have over $150,000. And when you hear that number, it sounds absolutely incredible, right? It makes you think, wow, my morning coffee is literally stealing a house down payment from my future self. The math is technically accurate, which is exactly why this kind of advice spreads like wildfire. But wait, here is the massive reality check that those pundits conveniently leave out. Inflation turns that future $150,000 into roughly $65,000 in today's money. Now, is $65,000 nice to have? Oh, absolutely. But is it going to fund your entire retirement and make you rich? Not a chance. But more importantly, obsessing over the $6 daily margin totally distracts you from the massive structural decisions in your life that are quietly costing you tens of thousands of dollars. Honestly, the coffee advice is just a sleight of hand. Think about it. This viral advice puts 100% of the blame on your daily student habits while completely ignoring the systemic factors that actually make building wealth so difficult today. Because, let's be real, it's so much easier for a financial pundit to point a finger at your spending than it is to talk about the fact that housing costs have risen 3 times faster than wages over the last 30 years. They completely ignore that the average American pays $200,000 in interest alone over their lifetime, or that the average new car payment has literally exploded to $735 a month. So let's talk about the real wealth killers nobody talks about. Imagine it like this. You wouldn't try to bail out a sinking boat with a tiny little teaspoon if there was a giant gaping hole in the hull, right? You'd fix the hole first. But by focusing on cutting coffee, you're just frantically scooping water with a teaspoon. Let's compare your teaspoon, the coffee, to a massive hole in the hull, your car. The average American spends roughly $12,000 a year on their vehicle when you factor in the payment, the insurance, gas, maintenance, and depreciation. That's $1,000 a month on a depreciating asset. If you invested that $12,000 a year instead, you'd have over $1.1 million, meaning simply choosing to buy a reliable used car instead of taking out a massive 7-year loan for a new one is worth infinitely more than any coffee habit. I mean, it's not even in the same universe. And that brings us to wealth killer number 2, high interest debt. The average credit card interest rate right now is hovering dangerously around 20 to 24%. If you're a recent grad and you've got maybe $5,000 in credit card debt from moving expenses or covering tuition gaps, and you're only making the minimum payments, you are going to pay roughly $4,000 in just interest alone before you finally pay it off over a decade. Guys, that is a financial emergency. Every single dollar of that debt is costing you 20% guaranteed, and there is no investment on earth that safely beats that. Then we have wealth killer number 3, which is lifestyle creep. This is incredibly common, especially for recent grads transitioning into the professional world. The absolute instant you land that new job and get your first real raise, the pressure to upgrade your life kicks into high gear. Suddenly your apartment upgrades, your car upgrades, your wardrobe upgrades, you get the picture. You're earning more, sure, but you're spending more, which means your savings rate stays exactly the same. It silently kills your ability to build wealth right at the exact moment when you finally have the income to do it. And finally, wealth killer number 4, not negotiating your salary. Seriously, this is a massive mistake. A 2023 study found that people who actively negotiate their salary earn an average of $5,000 more per year than those who don't. And because all your future raises and bonuses build on that baseline, that single 5-minute conversation compounds to over $600,000 across a 40-year career. Ask yourself, when was the last time you negotiated your salary? Because missing out on $600,000 is a way bigger deal than buying a cold brew.
All right, let's pivot to the big wins first framework. Now that we've diagnosed the real problems that are actually draining your bank account, I want to introduce you to the big wins first framework. This is exactly how you organize your financial energy efficiently so you can just completely drop the spending guilt and actually watch your net worth grow. You absolutely must secure your Tier 1 structural foundations first. We're talking where you live, what you drive, killing high-interest debt, and growing your income. Those things determine 80% of your financial outcome. Once that's set, you move to Tier 2 and automate your systems, things like auto-saving, investing, and capturing your employer's 401k match. It's only after Tier 1 and Tier 2 are running smoothly on autopilot that you should even bother looking at Tier 3 daily habits like your coffee and your streaming subscriptions. You have to fix the structural stuff before you obsess over the daily stuff. So, what to do instead? Here is the guilt-free playbook. Okay, you might want to take a screenshot of these steps right now so you can take action today. Step 1, honestly audit your big 3 expenses. That's housing, transportation, and debt. Step 2, aggressively attack any credit card debt above 15% using the avalanche method. Basically, that just means you target the debt with the highest interest rate first and throw every extra dollar at it, which saves you the most money in the long run. Step 3, beat lifestyle creep by automatically saving 50% of every future raise you get. Step 4, proactively negotiate your income by researching your market rate on sites like Glassdoor or levels.fyi. And then step 5, only then do you optimize the small stuff. If your big levers are working, your foundation is solid. Look, the ultimate goal of this entire YouTube video isn't to force you to spend less on absolutely everything and live some miserable restricted life. The actual goal is to direct your money intentionally toward what matters to you while ruthlessly eliminating the structural waste that you probably don't even notice. If you fix the whole of the boat first and you get your big financial decisions right, you never have to guilt trip yourself over a $6 latte ever again. You can drink it, enjoy it, and still build incredible wealth. I know this perspective pushes back pretty hard against what a lot of traditional financial advisors will tell you, and honestly, I want to see the debate. So drop a comment down below right now. Are you team cut the coffee and you still think optimizing daily habits is the secret key? Or are you team big wins first, focusing on those big structural decisions? I'm going to be hanging out in the comments responding to your thoughts, so let me know where you stand. If this video brought you some value today and helped change how you view your money and drop that spending guilt, please hit that like button. Share this video with a friend or a classmate who desperately needs to hear this advice. Make sure you subscribe to Money Clarity and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on the financial truth that nobody else is saying. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.